Alright, hello everyone, my name is Serafi and I'm happy to meet you all, and today we're going to be playing Resonators. Now before we begin, I must ask you, who's the absolute master of faster? Who's the #1 duelist destined to rule this duel? If you answered Jack Atlas, you are of course correct, but don't feel too proud of yourself, simply checking any newspaper would tell you that much. So, we're going to use our skill and our best synchro monster, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, to destroy all of our competition and come out as the #1 turbo duelist forever. To start with, we're going to use our skill, Witness Why I Am Known as the True King. You can only use this skill's second and third effects once per duel. You cannot normal or special summon any monsters except synchro monsters and level 5 or lower dragon and fiend monsters. Send one card from your hand and one card you control to the graveyard, then play one level 8 Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck face down defense position. Its battle position can be changed. If you control Red Nova Dragon or only your opponent controls a monster, you can set one Fiendish Chain from your hand or your deck. This card can be activated the same turn that it's set. A very powerful card that allows you to instantly negate any monster effect, and also prevent the monster from attacking or changing its battle position. This skill allows us to easily get interruption when we go second to protect our boards, but it also allows us to prevent our opponent's monsters from breaking our board when we go first. There's no downsides to this deck, no weaknesses for our opponents to exploit. Right then, time to activate our deck. Our first monster is known as Soul Resonator. It's a level 3 Fiend Tuner monster with 500 attack points and 200 defense points. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one level 4 or lower Fiend monster from your deck to your hand except Soul Resonator. But you cannot special summon any monsters from your extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Dark Synchro monsters. If a card you control will be destroyed by card effect, while you control Red Dragon Archfiend or a synchro monster that mentions it, you can banish Soul Resonator from your graveyard to prevent their destruction. You can only use each effect of Soul Resonator once per turn. Very interesting card that allows us for some deadly one-card combos. And of course, the main monster you're going to be searching with this is our very own Bone Archfiend, a retrain of my favorite monster, Mad Archfiend. It's level 4 with 1800 attack points and 0 defense points. If this card is in your hand or in your graveyard, you can send one other card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. So instantly, only our Red Dragon Archfiends can be summoned. You can target one face-up monster you control that has a level. Send one Fiend Tuner monster from your hand or your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase or decrease that monster's level by 1. You can only use each effective Bone Archfiend once per turn. This is important since our Soul Resonator is level 3. We can either make it level 2 so we can go into our Red Rising Dragon, or we can make it level 4 to instantly access one of our powerful level 8 Synchro monsters. Very useful card, and it's the only non-tuner we need for this deck. We are of course playing 2 copies of Crimson Resonator, because I can't win this duel without accessing the power of the Crimson Dragon. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If the only other monster you control is exactly one Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can special summon up to 2 Resonator monsters from your hand or your deck, except Crimson Resonator. You can only use each effect of Crimson Resonator once per turn, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Dark Dragon Synchro monsters the turn you activate either of these cards' effects. So no cheeky plays here. You got 3 different cards that are going to lock you into Dark Synchro monsters, and 2 of them lock you into Dark Dragon Synchro monsters. Don't even bother putting any other cards in your extra deck. Now, it's important to note that for Crimson Resonator specifically, you need to have 2 spaces on your board. So the only way this card works is if you special summon your Red Rising Dragon to the extra monster zone. You can't special summon it to your main monster zone. Additionally, we have Vision Resonator. If a level 5 or higher Dark monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Vision Resonator once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one spell to trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effective Vision Resonator once per turn. Alright. Alright, I'm going a little along with a bit. I'm going to stop now. I don't want to annoy people. A Vision Resonator is a great card. It allows you to easily get your Crimson Gaia, which is a searcher, or you can grab Scarlet Security if you need to break boards, or you can also get Fiendish Golem for setup. So, excellent card, and we special summon it directly from the deck with our Crimson Resonator that we return to our hand, and special summon it from our hand with its own effect. Next up, we have Synchro Resonator. If a Synchro monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target a Resonator monster in your graveyard, which will be your Vision, and add it to your hand. Cool. Useful card. Tuning Gum. During either player's turn, when their card effect is activated that targets exactly one Synchro monster you control and no other cards, you can banish this card from your graveyard. If you do, negate the activation. So you can mill this card from your hand with Bone Archfiend or from your deck with Bone Archfiend, and that allows you to set up the protection in the graveyard. It's great. Crimson Gaia, continuous spell card. During your main phase, you can add one Red Dragon Archfiend or one card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Crimson Gaia. Now, this is important. This card's effect to search is not on activation, and you are allowed to activate more than one copy of Crimson Gaia per turn. You just can only use each effect of Crimson Gaia once per turn. So, if you activate this card and your opponent activates, like Void Ogre Dragon, for example, you did not search, so you don't lose the search. And even though your Crimson Gaia was destroyed, you can just activate another one. So this is a card that you should, like, if your opponent negates and destroys this card with one of their spell negations, when it's activated, you can just play another one and do the same thing. It's great. Okay, during your main phase, you can add one Red Dragon Archfiend or one card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except Crimson Gaia. That's really useful. It allows you to return your one copy of Red Dragon Archfiend to your extra deck from your graveyard, which means that you can trigger Scarred Dragon Archfiend's effect again, which is really nice. When your Red Dragon Archfiend declares an attack, you can change all of your opponent's monsters they control to face down defense position, and if a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Red Dragon Archfiend from your graveyard in defense, or just from your graveyard. You can only use each effect of Crimson Gaia once per turn. Okay, so Red Dragon Archfiend, of course, says, after damage calculation, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. So being able to just set all of your opponent's monsters in defense position means that Red Dragon Archfiend clears their board. That's a really cool synergy. I like it a lot. This card is also really useful for dealing with Lyrilisk, since if your opponent activates Assembled Nightingale's effect and prevents their Lyrilisk monsters from being destroyed, as long as they have another monster on the field, like their Ensemble Robin, you can just attack into the Ensemble Robin, and then Ensemble Robin will be flip face up, so it can't be destroyed, but the Assembled Nightingale will be turned face down, and it's no longer considered a Lyrilisk card, so it gets destroyed by Red Dragon Archfiend's effect. Then your opponent just doesn't have their Assembled Nightingale anymore. They can't beat you. So that's pretty good. Resonator Call, add a Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. You can play this at 3 if you wanted to. I think it's fine at 2. Grab Soul if you don't have it, and then grab Crimson if you do. Scarlet Security, if you control a Red Dragon Archfiend, destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. This card's been pretty bad for a long time, but since the skill lets you play Scarred Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck before you do anything, you can actually activate Crimson Gaia's effect, search the Scarlet Security when you go second, then use the Crimson Gaia as material along with a card from your hand to summon your Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Then you just immediately activate Scarlet Security and clear all your opponent's back row before you do anything. It's fantastic. Fiendish Chain, activate this card by targeting an effect monster on the field and negate the effects of that monster while it is on the field. Also, that face-up monster cannot attack. Pretty good. And then Fiendish Golem, target one monster on the field with 2,000 or more attack points, banish it until the end of the next turn. Then if you activated this card while you controlled Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can set one Fiendish Chain directly from your deck or graveyard. Okay, so neither Fiendish Chain nor Fiendish Golem is once per turn, so you could technically play more than one copy of both of them if you wanted to. I really want to keep the deck at 20 cards, so that's why I don't. But I know that a lot of people are playing more than 20 cards with this deck for some reason, so if you're not worried about consistency, you could just play 2 copies of each of them, and then you will usually end up with 3 spells or traps on your board during your opponent's turn, which is really good. So, to each their own. For the extra deck, we are playing Red Nova Dragon. Requires 2 tuners plus Red Dragon Archfiend. Gains 500 attack for each tuner in your graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can target the attacking monster, banish this card, and if you do, negate the attack. Then during the next end phase, special summon this card banished by this effect. Red Nova Dragon is an okay monster, but mainly we make it so that we can set our Fiendish Chain directly from our deck, which is nice. A good card. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss requires 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon Synchro monster, so 1 plus 8 equals 9. During either player's turn, you can target one face-up monster, one face-up card your opponent controls. Negates effects until the end of the turn. So this card does not destroy, but it negates. And when you negate a spell card or a trap card that is not continuous, it'll just go to the graveyard immediately. So it doesn't need to be destroyed. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one tuner monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss once per turn. Great card. Limited 1. Scar Dragon Archfiend, I'm playing 2 of these. I know that a lot of lists are running Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend at 1. I feel like that's not that useful. You have Scar Dragon Archfiend to clear your opponent's board anyway, and I feel like Scar Dragon Archfiend is a lot better to recycle. So I would rather have 2 copies of Scar Dragon Archfiend than a copy of Scarlight. Anyway, Scar Dragon Archfiend, 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner dark type monsters. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field or in the graveyard. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Then if this card was sent to the graveyard as synchro material for a Dark Dragon synchro monster, you can destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. You can only use each effect of Scar Dragon Archfiend once per turn. So it literally blows up your opponent's entire board and then replaces itself with another level 8. It's crazy. Red Dragon Archfiend, we have to play 1 copy of this. I've explained what it does. Just the main thing that you need to know is that during the end phase, it destroys all other monsters you control that do not attack this turn. So do not end your turn with Red Dragon Archfiend out. Red Rising Dragon, 1 Fiend Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 Resonator monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect except Dark Dragon synchro monsters. And during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in your graveyard, and special summon both of them. Okay, so the effects of Red Rising Dragon are not once per turn, which means you can use 2 of them in the same turn, which is really nice. Useful for our combo. Good card. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane, 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner Dark Dragon synchro monster. You can contribute 1 card, then target. You contribute 1 monster, then target 1 Red Dragon Archfiend in your graveyard and special summon it. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponents, you can special summon 2 tuners with the same level, 1 from your deck and 1 from your graveyard, in defense position. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane once per turn. So the idea of this card is that it allows you to special summon your Red Nova Dragon by summoning Red Dragon Archfiend and then special summoning 2 tuners, 1 from your deck, 1 from your hand in defense position. The main problem is, of course, that we don't have a main phase 2. So this card is designed to let you summon Red Nova Dragon during the main phase 2, but at the end of the turn, Red Dragon Archfiend will just destroy the Resonator monsters anyway. The previous skill, Roaring Soul, had a way around that, but, I mean, right now, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane is mostly just used to revive turn 1 of your Resonators into a Red Dragon Archfiend, which is fine. It'll get you lethal. And lastly, we have Void Ogre Dragon. 1 Dark Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card while you have no cards in your hand, you can negate the activation and destroy the card. Pretty good. I have a combo that allows you to summon Void Ogre Dragon along with Red Nova Dragon and Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. That's in the combo guide, which was posted already, so you guys can take a look at that. Alright, now let's take a look at a replay. Alright, so we're going to activate our Crimson Gaia and use its effect to add the Soul Resonator from our deck to our hand. Normal summon Soul Resonator and use its effect to add Bone Archfiend. Bone Archfiend pitch the Tuning Gum, then mill Crimson, and we synchro into Red Rising. Red Rising, bring back the Crimson. Crimson effect, special summon 1 from our hand, 1 from our deck. Go into Scar Dragon Archfiend, and then we'll use Vision's effect. We add the Fiendish Golem, synchro with the Synchron Resonator to make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Special summon the Red Dragon Archfiend from our extra deck. Then we special summon Vision from our hand. Synchro again, make Red Nova. Here, if we did not already have the Fiendish Chain, we would set it, and then we pass. Alright, so our opponent's turn, they're going to activate their skill. Mill the Galactic Spiral and the Double Disruptor to add Exploder Rocket, then Double Disruptor, banish to add Heavy Interlock from their deck to their hand. Activate Quick Launch, that's fine, special summon the Rocket Tracer. Then they use their skill to play the Quad Whirl Dragon from their extra deck, and then they activate Heavy Interlock. Now, Heavy Interlock, of course, will make a monster that's unaffected. No reason for us to allow that. We will activate Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss's effect to target the Heavy Interlock and negate its effects until the end of the turn. Now, our opponent has a cheeky play. They can activate Rocket Tracer's effect to destroy the Heavy Interlock, which would prevent us from negating it. But Rocket Tracer destroys on resolution, so we'll activate Fiendish Chain to negate Rocket Tracer as well. Excellent. Now our opponent's going to activate Galactic Spiral Dragon's effect to special summon itself from the graveyard. I misplay here. I'm going to activate Fiendish Golem's effect now to banish. I should have known that he was just going to normal summon the Exploder Rocket that he added, but I was trying to prevent him from building a board to begin with. So we banish the Galactic Spiral Dragon, and now he's going to use Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon special summon, and then link all 4 of these off into Borreload Dragon. If you're wondering why I didn't quad Borreload, it's because I have Soul Resonator in my graveyard. Alright, he's going to normal summon the Exploder Rocket Dragon, and then he attacks with Borreload Dragon, and he takes my Red Nova Dragon. I cannot use Red Nova Dragon's effect to negate the attack because it targets. When your opponent monster declares attack, you could target the attacking monster, banish this card, and if you do, negate the attack. And Borreload Dragon cannot be targeted by monster effects. Alright, so he beats over my Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. I take 800 damage. He's going to attack me directly, but I have Crimson Gaia, so since my monster was destroyed by battle, I can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from my graveyard. So he can't attack with Exploder Rocket. He decides to use Borreload's effect to target Exploder Rocket Dragon and destroy it to deal 1,000 damage to both of us. Then he special summons the Magna Rocket Dragon from his deck so that he can send a monster to my graveyard. It's my turn, and I draw Crimson Resonator. I'm going to activate Bone Archfiend's effect. I send Fiendish Chain from the field to the graveyard to special summon it. He's going to chain Borreload Dragon's effect to destroy the Magna Rocket Dragon and send the Red Dragon Archfiend to the graveyard. But that triggers Crimson Gaia. So Crimson Gaia now lets me special summon my Scar Dragon Archfiend from my graveyard because a monster was destroyed. Bone Archfiend comes back. Now I can activate Crimson Gaia's effect, and I'm going to return Red Dragon Archfiend from my graveyard to my extra deck. Then I special summon Crimson Resonator, or I normal summon it, and I synchro into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. That lets me trigger Scar Dragon Archfiend's effect again. So now I can destroy every attack position monster my opponent controls. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane's effect, we tribute our Bone Archfiend to bring back Abyss's, and then we can use Abyss's effect to negate Red Nova Dragon, beat over it, and then we attack directly. And that's game. Oh, there you go. So that is the power of Red Dragon Archfiend and the different ways that you can protect your board, interrupt your opponent's turn, and have a lot of fun. My name is Serafian. I was thrilled to have all of you with me.